G'day guys, what's going on? Super here, welcome to the channel. Today I'll be going over my round 20 review. I scored 2,541 in the top 2%, so not a bad score from me. And I went up the ranks 245 spots, sitting at season rank of 998. So finally back in the top 1K, only just though, which is pretty lucky. But yeah, happy to be back in the top 1K. Hopefully we can maintain this rank throughout the rest of the year. But yeah, we've only got a couple rounds left, and it's finals time as well, so that's pretty exciting. So I'm actually only left with the one trade here. So I used one trade last week to be able to get Dowling into my forward line just from a bit of a swing because he was stuck in the midfield, I believe. But I think, that was probably the right call to make, just to open up the ground a bit for cover. But yeah, probably a waste of a trade in reality, but I thought it was the right thing to do. Anyway, I go over the team. So I'm still holding on to Jeremy McGovern. Luckily, Humphreys scored at 82 there, which saved me. So that's good. And then, I've got Nank, who missed as well. So I missed two primos this week. So pretty lucky to go up the ranks realistically. But yeah, what a week it was. Had the VC on Cherry with a 151, which is unbelievable stuff from him. So you'll take that every day of the week. Could have got on Sheasel as well. Only really missed out on 9 points there. But, most people probably would have captained Sheasel. But yeah, pretty high scoring week this week, which was good because I had most of the players that scored pretty high. Missed out on a few of them, but pretty happy with the week overall. Sheasel with a 160, was great. And then Whitfield, 133. He's nearly 600k now, which is crazy. But yeah, you'd love to see that from him. We thought he'd be this type of player at the start of the season, but he took a bit to get going. But yeah, now he should have like a pretty decent run home, hopefully. But yeah, not a bad selection there. And Dacos, he just absolutely killed it. He was on like 70 in the first quarter, I think. So yeah, I think he's a bit of a safe option if people wanted to captain him. Not too many points. I've only outscored him by 4 points there, so that's pretty lucky for the people that had the emergency C on Dacos, got rewarded there. And yeah, McGovern's still out, so hopefully he can come back into the side. Humphreys has been a good cover with the 82, outscoring Luke Ryan, the actual dud. What has happened to this bloke? Seriously, 524k. Who would have thought he would have been this cheap? Yeah, no one would have thought that, I guess. But he's really fallen off a cliff now, just not doing the cheap disposals out the back anymore. I think that's the case. And then Houston, it's been a bit of a letdown as well recently. I thought with all the new role, not a new role, just more kick-ins for him now that Farrell's not taking them. So I thought that would be good for his scoring, but he's just been pretty inconsistent recently, which is a bit frustrating. Doesn't have the easiest fixture coming up, but hopefully he can start turning up a bit more for us in the run home. Then Bont was alright. Probably should have got Treloar over Bont in all honesty, but he's been great though. You can't go without Bont. Good selection. They got North in a couple weeks, so that'll be interesting to see that one unfold, see what he scores. Pretty keen for that one. Hopefully doesn't get too heavily tagged. But yeah, kind of wish I had Treloar or someone. He's the number one trade-in option at this week. He would have been a great selection, good pod. Probably overlooked him a fair bit, but he's been killing it. Hasn't got injured, which is a bit of a surprise, but I fingers crossed he doesn't get injured. And then we got Butters there with a 98. So yeah, pretty disappointing stuff from him. Got Sydney. They've been a bit average, but yeah, probably will get the tag if who was it? Bloody James Jordan might tag him if he's playing. And then Merritt's been a bit down. So is the team. Unfortunately, poor old Essendon fans must suck. But yeah, hopefully they can bounce back. We thought they'd have a nice fixture coming up with all these Marvel MCG games, and he hasn't really been living up to it. So hopefully there's a bit of hype this round against Freo at the MCG. They can bounce back, hopefully. But yeah, Sarong's starting to find a bit more form, which is good with a 111. So we'd love to see that. Yeah, pretty good last couple of weeks. Both the games have been played at Optus though, so it'll be interesting to see how he comes to Melbourne and plays. Hopefully he'll keep this up. And then we had Sexy Steele. The man is back. Absolutely love this from Steele. I think he kicked like 3 goals, so what an absolute great bloke. Hopefully he's like going to continue out this form for the rest of the year. It's just not one spike game. But yeah, last 2 rounds been great from him. Got the run home, all at Marvel, so I think he can keep it up. He can back it up, hopefully. He's just been warming up all year for this run home. But yeah, it's a pretty nice run home. Got the Cats and Richmond in there, so should be able to score some big scores, hopefully. And then we got Green, who's been a bit of a failed pick this year, but, we'll take it. He's starting to find form in the last 2 weeks, but, not the greatest stuff from him throughout the year, which is a bit disappointing, but what can you do, really? And Walsh is actually just super cheap now, which is kind of surprising. Like, I wouldn't have thought I could get Walsh at this price ever. But, he's kind of just fallen off a cliff a bit. But, yeah, we hope to see him come back. He's got his highest score here against the Pies recorded. I believe that's his highest. So, hopefully there's a bit of a response this week against the Pies. Last couple of meetings haven't been the greatest there, but, there is that high 193, so he does like to play the Pies, so could be an option this week, but probably not for me. Then we had Rao. He actually scored 97 for once, which was a bit of a surprise there. He does have West Coast coming up. He doesn't go below 130 against West Coast, so maybe a cheeky VC option, eh? Just a bit of a out there fucking pod, eh? Why not? Cherry, 151, which is great. And then he's got Richmond, so the big Nank should be back, hopefully. Then both my rucks will be playing against each other, which will be an interesting matchup. I think Richmond will probably give up some points in the ruck, and then, Nank should be able to score right against Cherry. Hopefully that's the case. But yeah, hopefully I'll have full primo again this week. But had a couple rookies covering, and they've been great for cover, so that's awesome. And then Flanders, this guy just hasn't gone below 100 all year. Got West Coast coming up, so could be in for a monster score. But yeah, maybe he's someone to VC more seriously. Yeah, he's in great form there, and Zorko probably another guy that we overlooked for the captain. But yeah, him and Flanders are just key pillars of the forward line here, so great stuff there. And Colwell with a 92, not too bad. Maybe we could have got someone else like Draper or something, but I think Colwell has been great for the forward line. And yeah, Draper's another guy I might look to trade in at the end of the year if I need cover, or one of my forwards goes out, maybe a luxury upgrade from Jackson to him. But at this point in the year, I probably won't. If you have 2 trades, maybe it's worth it. But if you're playing for cash leagues, I'd probably just hold on to the trades in case of an injury occurring. And then Heaney's been a bit off, which is disappointing. Probably not going to win the Brownlow, even though he's ineligible now, but unlikely that he'll poll the votes anyway. I think now it's maybe someone else like Dacos or Cripps or someone might win it. Neil's probably a good shout, actually. And then Jackson, bit disappointing there. Who they versed? Was it West Coast? Yeah, I thought he was in for a monster one, at least a 99 plus, but 73, that's pretty disappointing stuff. Nearly can straight field Dowling over him at this point, which is a bit sad, but, Dowling's been in good nick, so that's great to see. And then Moore, 95. I think I missed this game. It was the last game of the round. Pretty surprising. Only scored 95 there in a bit of a smashing. Don't know what happened, really. I'd have to have a look at his stats, but I thought he would do better, honestly. But you'll take a 95. And then Dowling's got a 69 there, so that's good stuff for cover anyway. So hopefully Filippo's back this week, and we can probably loop him with Jackson there, which we should be able to do that, actually. It depends on... if like Revel gets named, hopefully he doesn't. Yeah, that will work out actually, which would be nice. I could do the cheeky Lupe. I'll just put him on the field for the moment. Yeah, we could do something like that if he's back. But yeah, if you don't own Filippo, he's probably another guy you might want to trade in as cover if you have 3 trades. Maybe do that just before he starts to go up in price. He's got a negative break even, so you could probably do that. Not a bad run. Either got Richmond and Geelong there, so should be able to score at least a couple more hundreds for the year. But yeah, I think I'll set it up like this for the moment anyway, just to maximise the points. Hopefully McGovern comes back. I think he should be right this week. Had a bit of time off. In terms of the captains and stuff, who would I do? I was having a look at it before. I wasn't too sure. Like maybe you would go like a VC on Dacos or Walsh if you want to have a bit more of a risky one there. Walsh could be a good shout actually if De Goey's not going to be playing. But yeah, I'm curious to see who everyone else will be trading. Oh, you could definitely do the VC on Sheasel. That's a bit of an obvious one against Richmond, which, I should probably do that myself. Can't really see how does the Bont go. Probably get a bit of attention there. I think I'll probably risk it for the biscuit this week and chuck the VC on Rao. It's a bit silly. I should probably just leave it on Sheasel, but he's got doesn't go below 130 against West Coast there, so I might do it just as a bit of a joke. Why not? Massive pod VC, and it's only the VC anyway. I could always fall back into Sheasel, which probably would be right there. So I could probably do this if I wanted to. Why not do it? Don't know who else is really screaming out to me at the moment. You could VC if you got Tom Stewart, I reckon you could probably VC him. But then you're probably better off to put the C on him. He's back in form now. Does have good history against Adelaide. It is GMHBA. That was last time, so probably not the greatest score, but there is that 174 in there. With his new role splitting between defence and midfield, should be able to get a 134 at least, I reckon. At home as well, so I think that's not a bad shout. Otherwise, you probably want to just VC Sheasel into Stewart at that point, or you can do who else was I thinking? Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm actually just going to do this, just a bit of fun, why not? Have some fun, see if we can climb the ranks or not. Might be a bit silly, but I think, we'll see if, Rao can come good. Probably not the smartest call here. Probably might have to just do the VC on Sheasel into Dacos. Probably a fair shout. Surely Dacos is getting heavily tagged though. But yeah, it's just not too sure about who else I'd rather captain this week. A few hard matchups in my midfield actually, so maybe Saronga's the guy that will go big against the Dons, but not too sure about that. These two are playing each other, so probably not. Could go a C on Zorko. I think he scores well against the Saints. They're usually pretty easy for defenders to score against there, so should be a pretty safe option there if you wanted to go with a Zorko. But yeah, I think this is the week I could have a bit of a risk, so I might actually just go the VC on Rao into Sheasel there. Hopefully that works out for me. Bit of a ballsy move there, I think, but got to risk it for the biscuit if I want to climb up the ranks. And it's only the VC anyway, so might as well just do it. And if he's going to score massive, it's going to be against West Coast, so this is his last shot for me, obviously. Well, I've forced to hold him anyway, so I think surely he can bounce back. We'll just do it. Why not do it for the lols? Probably work out. You got to take some risks sometimes, eh? Anyway, go over the leagues. So we got the dubs in all the leagues there, so that's pretty good. Thought I was a bit of in a bit of trouble there against Harry Cheezels, Cheezel, which was pretty lucky there. You got the dub there, so that's good. Have a look at the matchups. Poor old Angus must have given up on SuperCoach, but that's all right. Bit of fun, it is what it is. So go over my league. So I didn't even realise I accidentally set it up as top 6. So I haven't seen this format before, I don't think. So yeah, we've got Deck the King in here with myself, and we're going to be playing round 2 in a freaking qualifying for the grand final there. So that's pretty interesting. Then these other guys here are in elimination finals, which is pretty harsh when you finish at 3rd and 4th, eh? So yeah, that's a bit interesting there, and I think I stuffed it up with percentage for the league. So I think I went with percentage there, so that's no good. I probably should have done total points scored there, because I accidentally stitched up my mate Lockie there, so no good. He's missed out, so that's rough. I think he had like the 4th most points scored. He said he's not joined the league again because he's always losing somehow. Feel bad for the bloke, eh? So that's no good. But yeah, bit of a break this week for me. So see how the boys go in the first round. So shout out to you guys like Ryan, Nigel, Shane and Sam. Good stuff, guys. Made the finals. Hopefully we can get into the grand final against one of you guys, which will be nice for the cashy. And then we've got the minor premiers here. So, it was a pretty good effort from, Peter and Patrick and Riley, Brendan, Alex and Lockie there. So that's all right. I think Brady and Angus missed out there on the minor premiership. So that's unlucky. Hopefully those guys can step it up next year and have a bit more of a play. Maybe it's their first year, it's all right. We all start somewhere. I think I'm still only finding myself in my own journey, just filming it, see how we go. But yeah, made a top 4 spot in this the professionals league here, so sitting at a league rank of 25, so that's a pretty good effort from us there. Hopefully I'm versing Harry Cheezel again this week, so hopefully I can knock him out of the park again, get into the prelim there. That'd be pretty nice. But yeah, hopefully my premiums are back there. It should be a good week, but it is always a bit of luck with these finals. You got to be pretty lucky. Sometimes, you might be versing someone that's been bad all year and then they just outscore you somehow because their players just have crazy weeks. But yeah, it is a bit of luck at the end of the day. In terms of leagues, people have just been waiting for this moment all year, just holding on to their trades, and that's probably what you would do if you're sitting around like 10k anyway, so you might as well be playing for leagues. It's just like, it's hard to maintain rank and leagues at the same time when you're trying to trace like the highest rank you can go for, but you're running out of trades. But yeah, this year we did have extra trades, so it's probably our own fault. Can't really blame anyone else there. So just depends what you play for. If you're in a pretty good cashy, then that's fair enough. You probably want to play for leagues there. But yeah, it's been a good season so far. Hopefully there's no more carnage for the rest of the year. But yeah, I think I'm going to do the risky one with the VC on Rao. Why not, eh? Why not? At Optus. I think he likes Optus there. But yeah, it's just some other guys like for cover wise. I was actually looking at last week. I was kind of hovering the decision, like if I wanted to trade out Filippo for Peatling. But yeah, I didn't do that one obviously. Because yeah, that probably could have been the shout to get like another option in the forward line. But I feel like having Filippo would be alright. But maybe you want to grab someone like James Peatling. I think he's pretty good shout. He just has the risk of being sub, but he did score like a 133 last week, so that was pretty lucky. Yeah, so he could be a good forward cover option. Even if you wait a couple of weeks, you can probably still get him in pretty cheap as cover before he gets to like 400k. And I'd imagine you could still be a good option, I reckon, if he's got that mid time. Maybe you want to bring him in for like the grand final or something and just loop him. That's probably a fair shout as well. But yeah, I don't mind him as like a one of those players that I can afford that are cheap. And like there's a couple good options in the forward line. I feel like now that I've got Filippo, I'm feeling a bit more comfortable. But maybe you've got a key forward. Maybe you want to try and get another forward in. I reckon maybe like a Harley Reid or someone as a bit of cover, or like say you've already got Kerno, maybe you do go and grab Peatling on the bench and just loop the scores just to make sure that someone can at least pump out a 90. That's probably a fair shout. But yeah, I haven't really looked at many of the other guys that are available at that price points. I think there was a couple of good options. Like the main ones are just Filippo and Peatling, but yeah, that's probably about it. And hopefully Filippo is back, but if not, and you're just trying to hold trades, maybe that's better for you because you can probably grab him closer to like the grand final and stuff. But yeah, we just hope that guys are finally back so we can make a finals push in the ranks as well. But yeah, I think I've pretty much gone over everything. But yeah, so I think I'll do this. Yes, thanks so much for watching, guys, and make sure you like and subscribe for more. Thanks so much again. See you later.